Welcome back, champions, to the Champion Mindset Collective podcast. This is the place where we ignite your passion, turbocharge your success, and transform your thinking and ignite the champion within you. I'm your host, Anthony Dahya, and I'm so grateful that you're here today listening to this episode. I would love for you to share this podcast episode with your friends, family, and workmates. And if you haven't already done so, please follow this podcast so that you don't miss any future episodes, and so we can get this podcast out to the wider community. Today, it's my absolute pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to this podcast episode on navigating the journey with fear and anxiety. Today's episode is a journey through the intertwined parts of fear and anxiety. We'll explore the origins, the effects on us, more importantly, how acknowledging and moving through them can lead to profound transformation in our lives. So let's dive in together on this journey. So first, we must understand what fear and anxiety is. Well, fear and anxiety often walk hand in hand, affecting us in ways that we might not even fully realize. Fear is like the alarm system, whereas anxiety is the anticipation of that alarm going off. Now, both these emotions are natural, yet understanding them is the first step towards regaining our inner peace. So fear is a small word, although the impact of it can be quite wide and deep on us. Hey, watch out. Well, that could be a good thing. It keeps us safe, but sometimes this alarm can be a bit too overactive. So where does fear come from? Well, fear comes from many forms. It could be the fear of speaking in public, the fear of failure, or even the fear of the unknown. It could be our past relationships, abandonment, rejection, including what others have told us. And at its core, fear is a feeling, an intense emotional response to perceived threat. Now picture a small child who's never seen a spider, and they might be curious at first, but if they see their parents scream every time a spider appears, then they learn to be afraid. Fear can also come from our need to stay safe, keeping us away from harm's way. Where does anxiety come from? Anxiety often stems from our body's natural response of stress. It's like an internal alarm system that goes off when we're faced with potential threats. However, when this alarm system is too sensitive, it can be triggered even in the absence of real danger, leading to persistent worry and tension of what might happen in the future. It's the worry about the future, the what-ifs, that haven't even happened and may never happen again. The research shows that 90% of what we worry about may never happen. Now, every human being has been through trauma, and in some shape or form, every one of us is going to feel fear or anxiety. Understanding the effects of it and then what you do with it. So in my life, I've suffered abandonment, rejection, past relationships, what people have told me, the fear of speaking in public, the fear of failure. All of these things have happened in my life. And for some of these things, the intensity has gone down. As I've worked through it, as I've sat with it, as I've healed through the fears and the anxieties. Now, one of the biggest things in my life that has held me back, or the things that affected me, is the abandonment and rejection. And so at the age of 5, my parents split up. I was sent to India to a boarding school at the age of 7. I saw my father once a year. I didn't know my mum until I was 21. And so I had that mother and father abandonment, rejection story that I made up, a narrative that I made up, or the feeling that I had. And over the years in my relationships, it's played out. And at times it's been really, really crippling. And the way we act out when these triggers pop up can have adverse effects on us and as well as our relationship with others. So in the past year, I've been working through a lot of these triggers that have popped up. And as I've been working through it, and as they pop up and healing through them, the intensity goes down. And also the time it takes to recover goes down as well. So later in this episode, we'll go through the ways we can overcome fear and anxiety in our lives. So let's explore the effects of fear. So physically, our heart may race, our palms may sweat, our muscles may tense up in our body, Our jaw and our teeth may tighten up, and you'll feel the sense of worry and tightness in your head and headaches, and lots of things can happen to different people in different way. Mentally, fear can take over our thoughts, leading to anxiety, or even stopping us from trying new things. It can make a comfortable, known misery seem better than the unknown possibility. But it's not all that bad. Fear can also be a motivator, pushing us towards taking action. It's all about the perspective and how we manage it. Let's look at the effects of anxiety. The impact of anxiety can be broad and varied. It can make concentrating difficult. It can disrupt our sleep. It can even influence our physical well-being with symptoms like a rapid heartbeat, sweating, and exhaustion. But the power of understanding anxiety lies in recognizing its presence and knowing that it can be managed. So what is the impact on us? The effects of fear and anxiety aren't just emotional, they are physical. Our bodies respond to these emotions as if we are in real danger, preparing us to either fight, flee, or freeze. This can lead to a constant state of stress, affecting our health, our happiness, and how we interact with the world. And remember, while these feelings are powerful, they don't have to define our existence. So the big question is, how do we overcome fear? Well, first, we must acknowledge it. We must acknowledge that it's there. If we ignore it, we're not going to heal through it. So we've got to acknowledge it and say, I see you, fear, and understand where it's coming from. And recognize, what are you afraid of? Then get to know it. Why does this fear exist? Understanding it takes away the power from it. We must get curious about it and learn where it's coming from. If we ignore it, then what happens is that we're not going to heal through it. So really understanding what are the triggers, what are the things that are coming up for us, and then letting that just pass on by and acknowledge it and say, I see you, thank you for that. And the more you do that, then the fear in that particular part of your life, the intensity of it will just diminish. And it's like whatever we resist will persist, as they say. So if we keep resisting fear and we keep pushing it down, then it's going to keep coming back. So acknowledge it and then let it go. Let it pass on by like a cloud in the sky. Here's a couple of ways to reframe fear. The first one is false evidence appearing real. I'll say that again. False evidence appearing real. It's not real. It's false. Our thoughts and our emotions are not real. They're coming from our past experiences. The other way to do it is face everything and rise. I'll say that again. Face everything and rise. We have the opportunity to face the fear and rise up. So the next thing you can do is to breathe. Take simple, deep breaths and remain calm in your mind. So these deep breaths will calm your mind and reduce the fear response. And finally, face it. Step by step, challenge your fears. It's not about getting rid of them. It's about learning to move forward even while they're there. Remember, every champion was once a contender that refused to give up. Now let's look at how we can overcome anxiety. Acknowledge your anxiety. Start by recognizing your feelings without judgment. Identifying what you're anxious about can demystify your fears and make it more manageable. Practice mindfulness. Engaging in mindfulness practices can help you anchor you in the present moment. It's so important to live in this present moment. And look, all of us will hit speed bumps, but you've got to get yourself back onto that present moment, and that it helps you reduce the worries about the future. And techniques like deep breathing and meditation or yoga are incredibly effective as well. I meditate morning and night, and I find it really calms me down and it really gets me in that present moment. Especially with the deep breathing, what it does is it grounds you, so it really helps you calm down. Limit your exposure to anxiety triggers. So while it's not possible to avoid everything that triggers us, and your anxiety, setting boundaries around things like some news consumption or stressful situations can help you manage your anxiety levels. Then create a routine. So structure and routine can help you bring a sense of normality and control. Even in the times of uncertainty, try to maintain regular sleep patterns. Eat healthy, and then make sure that you've got some level of physical activity in your day. Walking, yoga, running, anything that's going to help you calm down. Probably running's going to get your heart rate up, but walking is a good way. Walking in nature is a good way. Create a routine that's going to help you with your physical activity. Seek support. Talking to people about anxiety with your friends, your family, or a professional can provide relief and also offer new perspectives. Sometimes just knowing that you're not alone and that your feelings can be incredibly comforting. So none of us are alone in this journey. Every one of us are going through some shape or form fear and anxiety. And the more we sit with it and the more we let it pass by and acknowledge it and do these different techniques, it will help us to really become calm and it will minimize the intensity of that. Also learn relaxation techniques. Guided imagery can reduce physical symptoms of anxiety and promote relaxation as well. Challenge your negative thoughts. So many times anxiety is fueled by negative, often unrealistic thoughts. So learning to challenge these thoughts and replacing them with more balanced ones can help reduce anxiety. So living in the present moment is very effective. So one of the most effective ways to counter your fear and anxiety is by living in the present moment. Anxiety often comes from living in the future, while fear is deep-rooted into the past experiences. And bringing attention to the now can help you break this cycle. Simple mindfulness exercises like focusing on your deep breath, engaging fully in a current activity, can help you anchor in the present, easing those feelings. It's about noticing the world around you, the beauty of the small things, realizing that in this moment you're okay and you are more than your fears and your anxieties. Acknowledging and letting them go is another way. Acknowledging your fears and anxieties without judgment is a crucial step in healing. Picture them as clouds passing by. They're there, they're real, but they don't have to bring you the storm. Let them pass. This acknowledgement will allow you to gently shift your focus to new thoughts, new emotions, and then gradually a new reality. And in this new reality, gratitude plays a key role. Gratitude brings our attention back to what we have, not what we don't have or what we're losing, the fear of losing something, or what might go wrong. Start and end your day by listing 3 things that you're grateful for. It's an amazing way and a simple way to transform your mindset and reduce anxiety. I have a journal that I write in, and it has a number of different sections, and it has like the intention for the day, it has the habits for the day, what I'm going to do today, what my affirmations are, what am I going to do to make my day great. Also, what did I do today? What came up for me? What am I grateful for? And what I'm going to do tomorrow? And these kind of journals, which you can pick up from a local bookshop very cheaply, are really effective. So as we close off today's episode, fear and anxiety are part of the human experience, but they don't have to dominate it. By living in the present, acknowledging our feelings without letting them control us, and cultivating gratitude, we can navigate through these emotions to find a place of strength and calm. That's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me on this episode today. Remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Keep walking your path with courage and with an open heart. And until next time, let's embrace the present and build a reality filled with gratitude. If you love this episode, please share it on the social media and tag me in it. Would love to read the comments and interact with the listeners. Click the link and visit the Champion Mindset Collective Facebook group. There is a Mindset Mastery course that is available if you'd like to do that. There is a link. You can click on it and you'll get sent fill out the form and you'll get sent the logins, and you can start on it. It's self-paced. And if you'd like to book a discovery call with me to see how I may be able to help you on your journey, then feel free to get in contact with me on Facebook, and we can get on a call and see how we can move you forward. Now remember to champion your life and champion your greatness. Have an amazing day.